What is up, fellow YouTubers? Uh, it is another glorious day. It is 10:32, almost 11 o'clock. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the term big boobs is a loose term, and the reason why I say that could imply big enough to grab onto or just damn. Yeah. Right. But when they're big enough to give you a black eye, that's yeah. I mean, I've literally seen chicks karate chop a brick in half with their tit, just straight, whoop-ah, and I'm just like, whoa, dude. them is dangerous. And that, therefore, my next point being is be grateful for what you have. Okay, ladies, stop comparing yourself to other women. And I know guys do it too, right? Oh man, that dude's got a hot girlfriend. That's not fair, I want one. Or, oh man, that dude's got a sweet sports car. Lucky, wish I had one. Oh man, that dude looks so ripped. Ugh, look at me, I'm so disgusting. See, guys do that shit too. You know, people just need to learn to be grateful for what they have. Yeah. You know. Hold on, I need some water. Because this will be another provoking pipe thoughts before I go and take care of getting Juan supplies and catching the bus. I need only 3 things from the store at the moment. A bag of cheese, some pepperonis, and some leather string. Because when I go to podge my wands and tie the strings on them and everything, I try to get them done in multiple batches here. Yeah. Or what I meant to say was I get them done multiple times, the same step. So like if one step is just carving them all out, they get all carved. The next step is painting them. So I try to get them all painted within 1 to 2 days. That way I'm not sitting here for a week. You know. If the step involves putting the handles on and polishing them, then I do each step repeatedly on the same wand. So by the time it takes for one wand to dry, I have several drying. You see what I'm saying? It increases productivity. And my wand business is a booming success. So, might as well keep doing it out. But the early bird gets the worm. Yeah. Well, the nice thing about Walmart, I will say, is that it doesn't just have groceries; it also has other things. You know, so it's a bit more convenient. It doesn't have everything I need for my wands, but yeah, I can get leather string, I can get spray paint, I can get glue and Mod Podge. Yeah. The only thing I don't think I can get from Walmart is sandpaper. Actually, I know I can get sandpaper, but the only thing I can't really get from Walmart is copper wiring and quartz crystals. You know, the Wonder Gift Shop is where I go to get my quartz. There's also a little store called the Jade Elephant here in town, I believe is what it's called. Awesome little trinket shops, if you ever get a chance. Yeah. And the method in which I make my wands allows me to, like I said, get them done a bit more quickly. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. You ever get tired of the extremist feminist saying it's all men's fault? It's women are always the victim. Don't you ever get tired of that shit? I do. Because one, it victimizes, you're victimizing your own sex. And two, you're being sexist towards men. So you're not really being a feminist, you're just being a bitch. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. There's a difference, YouTube. It's a big difference, YouTube. Big difference. Yeah. And I've been trying to work really fast to get these wands done so I can at least get one more batch out for the holidays. Well, technically, I did a batch of wands at the beginning of this month or towards the end of last month, so technically this would make wand batch number 2. Yeah. But, yeah. And this is a point I've made rather regularly on my channel. The reason why it's called sexist unfair treatment is because it happens to both sexes. But the problem with our society, if you look up the definition of sexism, a lot of definitions have included mostly happens to women. And when the term sexism includes the phrase mostly happens to women, that is in itself a sexist statement. You know, I like to think that it happens to both sexes. You know, you're sitting there saying it happens to one sex over the other is just, I don't agree with it, you know. Case in point, if you go up to a woman in the workplace, smack her ass, grab her tits, like, hey sexy, wanna fuck? That dude's gonna get fired so quickly for sexual harassment, that company's gonna get sued, trust and believe. But if a woman in the workplace does it, what can the guy do? Jack shit. A girl walks up to you, sticks her hands in your back pocket, says, hey sexy, what are you doing after work? He can't do shit. Okay? So, you know, I think female privilege is a thing. I said it. I'm not going back on what I said. You know. And it's like I said, the first step to empowering yourself as a female is saying, I'm not a victim of male sexual harassment or sexist treatment. I'm a survivor. Stop calling yourselves victims. You're not victims, you're survivors. Second thing you need to realize is that although as a woman you will experience some sexist treatment, it does not mean that your sex is the only one that gets it. The third thing you need to acknowledge, not all men are pigs, just like not all women are sluts. Yeah, that's fair. And the fourth thing you need to acknowledge is that you can do anything you set your mind to. You want to become a business engineer, a business technician, a rocket scientist. Stars the limit, baby. Stars are the limit. Sometimes society does treat women unfairly, though, telling them they have to rely on their beauty to make it in life, and that's not necessarily the case. I know you have this cliche that, oh, this chick's kind of hot. How much do you want to bet she's a bimbo? And that's a negative association. And that negative association is just not needed. Yeah. I feel like that most guys don't want to feel like they're cuddling a 12-year-old. That's why I say big enough to grab onto. You know, it's a loose term, you know. And women are no different to an extent. You know, the reason why some women like a chunky dude, the reason why some women like a dude with muscles, is because it makes them feel safe at night when they're cuddling. So, eh. So a lot of dudes may think, oh, I got the dad body. No chick's gonna want to date me. Pfft. You'd be surprised, bud. You think, oh, well, no chick's gonna want to date me because I'm a video game nerd. You'd be surprised, bud. You may think your hobbies and interests are not normal, so you think no chick's gonna want to date you. You'd be surprised, bud. First of all, you gotta get rid of that negative thinking. If you want a chick to date you, you just get rid of that negative thinking. Just get rid of it. Get rid of it. Now, New Year's Eve is coming up, and maybe your New Year's resolution could be to have more confidence in yourself. And that could apply to both sexes. Straight up, that applies to both sexes. Maybe, just maybe, you know. But don't treat it like a typical New Year's resolution. Actually mean it. You know. Whatever your New Year's resolution is, stick to it. Actually accomplish it. So when you do accomplish it, you can say, you know what? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with feeling good about yourself, is there? No, there isn't. Now, maybe you don't like the way your hair looks, so change it. You don't like the way your clothes look, so change it. I tell you right now, women do have an advantage over men on some things. Men, we're pretty much stuck with the dick size we have. There's no magic pill or awesome surgery to make it bigger. You know. Women, on the other hand, not saying you have to, but you don't like the size of your boobs, you can change it. You take birth control pills that have a side effect of making your boobs grow bigger. You can get surgery. You know what I'm saying? So at least you got that going for you. Men don't have that option. I mean, they don't. They can't make their dick bigger than it already is. We're pretty much stuck with the size we got, Men don't get bought drinks in a bar. Women, on the other hand, oh yeah. They don't take much. Put on a little bit of makeup, go to the bar, buy like 1 or 2 drinks, and wait. Some drunk asshole comes up to you, hey baby, can I tell you my life story, blah blah blah. And you'll pretend to be interested in his bullshit just to get free drinks. Do you think guys can do this shit? Unless they're really smooth? Fuck no. Now, I've heard people say, well, this guy likes big boobs. I feel like that's a loose statement. I like boobs. If that makes me a pig, then I can appreciate a nice ass, too. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing of it. I don't care if you're male or female, the first thing you're going to notice about a person is their outer beauty. You know? Unless you take the time to get to know them or at least interact with them for more than 5 minutes a day, every other day, then the only thing you're going to notice is their outer beauty. That goes for both sexes. I don't give a shit who you are. And don't let anybody tell you that your dating standards are too high. You know, I've had people tell me, Josh, your standards are too high. And my response is, why? Because I'm an autistic retard who's socially awkward? Fuck you. I mean, don't be afraid to lower your standards just a little bit, you know. But at the same time, don't be afraid to have standards because society says, well, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. You're socially awkward, you're too fat, you're this, you're that. Your muscles aren't big enough, your dick's not big enough. Don't let society tell you to have lowered standards because of those things. Fuck that, YouTube. It's because as long as the person's old enough to date you, If the person is old enough to date you and you're old enough to date them, and it's your happiness and love, who cares? And the cool thing about the dating scene is there's something for everybody. Yeah. A lot of guys be like, my dick's too small, no chick's gonna want to date me. Bullshit. A lot of chicks be like, oh, I'm too fat, no guy's gonna want to date me. Bullshit. Bullshit. You just haven't found the right person yet. And some things are worth the wait, YouTube. So if you gotta wait 4 months, maybe a year, who cares? Because once you have it, oh, yeah. And you can sit there and bitch, complain, and everything else underneath the book about how certain things in your life aren't perfect. Well, if you can change those things in your life that aren't perfect in your eyes, then change them. And don't change them because somebody else and because society told you to. Change yourself because you want to change. That's true for anything, YouTube. And you can't let people negatively influence your life. You know what I'm saying? You can't. As soon as you let people negatively dictate your life, you're going to be miserable. So don't let YouTube, don't let people dictate. You know. Don't let people dictate how they, how you perceive yourself. Don't let society dictate how you perceive yourself. You know what I'm saying? Happiness comes from within. You can't rely on something. That's the first thing you have to realize. Is a lot of people think, well, if they have a boyfriend or if they have a girlfriend, it'll fix everything. No, you have to learn to be happy with yourself before someone else can make you happy. You have to learn to be happy with yourself before someone else can make you happy. That is one of the hardest pills to swallow. Pill number 2. Women are just as shallow as men. And if that wasn't the case, then if women were not just as shallow as men, then how come we have these extremist feminists constantly blaming men for everything? I rest my case. I rest my case, man. And remove. I had a little bit to drink last night, just a smidgen. I came home drunk, made a video, and people are accusing me of doing spice. It's so stupid, dude. Oh, fuck spice. There's a way you can make it that makes it safe, that involves using natural ingredients like warm wood and what have you. But, yeah. You take and mix certain plants that Mother Earth has to offer, and you mix it together and it can fuck you up. Perfectly legal and perfectly safe. Yeah. That's the thing about being a practitioner of the craft, if you will. You can make like a little it's no different than like using barley and wheat to make beer and wine and what have you, and whiskey, and yeah, same concept, you know. Yeah. And unless you know the source is 100% legit, don't trust it. You know, because you got to be careful, man, where you get your stuff. You know, that's just true of any narcotic. You know, you don't want to get a bad batch of some shit and then have it. You know. But you got to be smart with this stuff, YouTube. You can't be a schmuck about it. You know what I'm saying? If you can help it. Yeah. Load like 2 bowls of tobacco and put one in the ashtray for later. Yeah. But now Christmas is upon us. It's gonna be a new year soon. A chance for a new you. Yeah. Ah, there we go. That's enough tobacco, just about. Just about. Just a little bit of nicotine to get my dopamine receptors functioning. I'm gonna crack the window open real quick. There we go. But now, YouTube, when I make these pipe thoughts videos, it's to inspire you to be a better person, and hopefully to make men and women understand each other just a little bit better. So I feel like if men and women understand each other just a little bit better, it'll make the dating scene a bit more bearable. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to dating chicks, I'm not that picky. Really, I'm not. I like all kinds of chicks, man. I'm not that picky. I'm just saying. A hot chick is a hot chick. Period. But, naturally, I do like goth chicks, of course, but, well, that's kind of a no duh, you know. Uh, and like I said, some grocery stores like Albertsons will have things that Walmart doesn't have, and vice versa. So, yeah. But uh, but anyways, YouTube, thank you for watching another motivational pipe thoughts video. Appreciate that. If you like the advice videos, please subscribe for more. It helps my channel grow. And yeah, thanks for watching.